Hi friends, this is Venkatachalam and Nitya. Welcome to our channel. Yesterday we have already seen about the pre-ITA process, and today we are going to discuss about the post-ITA documents which is needed after you are getting the ITA.
Okay, so once you have received your ITA, it is something like you have completed the major hurdle of the Canada immigration process. So after you receive your invitation apply, like you will have a specified time, like we had about 60 days, where within that you have to submit your application.
You got to prepare all your documents
Yeah, you
to
have to
submit
prepare
the.
all your documents, scan it, and then submit the applications. So what are the documents which are required once you get your ITA? So post ITA documentations, as he said, probably the 8 major things which are required. One is the medical certificate. So you have to go and give your medical examination in one of the IRCC authorized centers. So we went to Apollo, where we provided a medical examination, and they'll not give you the direct results. Probably they'll send the examination results to IRCC directly. So like for medical examination, even the kids have to be taken to the medical examination. Probably they just do a physical examination for them, but we
And for
underwent.
us, we underwent X-rays and
Yeah, so blood test.
blood
Yeah,
test
we
and
underwent X-rays, blood test, and physical examination. So that is one of the step which you have to do after you receive your ITA. So with your ITA letter, you just go to the IRCC authorized medical centers and you give your medical examination. So and they'll be giving you a letter saying that you have attended the medical examination. So that has to be scanned and submitted while submitting the application. So that is one of the thing. And the second thing is about the PCC.
police clearance certificate.
Police clearance certificate. So which is required for an individual who has stayed in any country more than 6 months. So
example, if you have gone to study your master's somewhere abroad, so what you
so
got
if
to
I've
do
stayed
is
in that country for more than 6 months continuously, then you have to provide a police clearance certificate from that country. So he applied for UK and as well as India. So I applied, got a police clearance certificate only for India. So that is one of the thing which has to be submitted when you submit your application. So you need PCC certificates, police clearance certificates while applying. And then the third thing is like proof of employment. So for proof of employment, I would say preferably on a company letterhead, you can get your roles and responsibilities mentioned along with your experience and the total number of hours worked in a week, and all the required informations as suggested in the CIC website. You can get it in your letterhead preferably. If not, you can even submit your pay stubs. You can show that as a proof which has to make them believe that you have had the valid experience. So proof of employment is one of the document which you need to submit while submitting the application.
and the next one is the proof of fund.
Yeah, proof of fund. The fourth thing you have to show is proof of funds. As we talked about earlier, like you have to substantially, tell them that you will be able to support yourself when you come to the, in the initial stages when you come to Canada, because you are not claiming points for, work or because you don't have, a job offer here. So since then you have to show the proof of funds saying that you can substantially support here, for some time when you come here. So that is the reason for proof of funds. So that is one of the.
So you got to get it from your bank letterhead saying
Yeah.
that you have so much of balance in your account.
So you have to show your proofs, like either FD or your bank statements, whatever you have your proofs, you have to show that along with the bank letterhead stating what are the amount of funds at what period you had it. So that is one of the fourth important.
And the next one is proof of education and IELTS.
Yeah, that is the first 2 steps which you would have done. So your WS certificate report you would have received it, so that you have to scan it and attach, and your IELTS test report you would have received it, so that you have to scan it and attach. So
and even the passport, you got to scan all the
you have to scan
travel
all
documents,
your travel documents with all the pages which has a valid stamping or any visa. So all the pages has to be scanned properly. Other than the empty pages, all the other pages has to be scanned properly. And one more thing which you need is a digital photograph. So the dimensions and everything would be mentioned in the website clearly. So based on that, you have to have a digital photograph for the entire family members whom you have applying for. So these are the main 8 documents which are required post receiving the invitation to apply. So once these documents are ready, you scan it. The next step is you're going to submit the application, and this has to be done within that 60 days of time period. Before it was 90 days, and I think it was made into 60 days. Like in that time period, you have to submit your application. And once you submit your application, you are going to pay your processing fees for that, and the next step is just you're going to wait. So this is the time where IRCC will take about roughly 2 months to 4 months according to your documents. They'll be verifying each and everything. And then one more thing, once you apply, submit your application, and submit the processing fees as well, you would be required to do biometrics. So you'll be getting a letter.
Biometric is only for the age for 14 to 17.
Yeah, for kids it's not required. People who are in the age of between 14 to 72, they are required to give biometrics. So we'll be receiving instructions regarding biometrics, in a letter of what has to be done. So once you submit your application, the next step is something like, you'll get a letter from them asking to go for biometrics. So that is the next step, and then we just have to wait. So patience is required here. It literally takes about 2 to 4 months. For us, it took about 2.5 to 3 months to process, and then
after all these things, you will receive your PPR.
Yeah, so that is the next step. So once you wait, once all your documents are processed and they approve it, they'll be sending you a PPR, which is called passport request, in mail. So asking you to submit your passport for stamping. So that is the next step. So once you receive your PPR email, so it's something like
99%.
Yeah, guarantee that you have got
you're
your
going to go there.
Yeah, PR. But after that, once you receive your PPR email, you will have your instructions in the email. You will be going to the VFS Global office to submit the passport for stamping. So, and that literally takes 2 weeks to get back.
2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, 2 to 4 weeks. You will be receiving your passport stamped
with,
along with
two copies of COPR.
Yeah, COPR is called Confirmation of Permanent Residence. It's a letter. So you'll be receiving 2 copies of COPR, which is quite important, which we have to have it while landing. So so these 2 you'll be receiving either through email, or you can go and get that from the VFS Global once you receive a mail saying that it is processed. So this is the final major step. So once you receive your PPR email and you send your passport, you'll be receiving stamping back. So in that stamping particularly, they would have given the timeline within which we have to reach Canada. And probably your stamping end date would be like 1 year from the day which you did your medicals. So it would be usually 1 year from that, or the end date would be, if your passport expires before that, your end date would be before that. So either whichever is earlier. So probably for us it was like 1 year from the date we did our medical. So within that date, probably it was something like we have to reach Canada and we have to submit your COPR. So we landed in Canada in August 23rd. 2019. So there, once we landed, you have to submit your COPR in the immigration check, and you'll be giving your address, temporary address which you are going to stay here. So to that address, probably you'll be receiving your PR card. We got a PR card in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 to 3 weeks maximum.
Yeah, maximum
time
2 to 3 weeks time. You'll receive your PR card to the address which you gave when you landed. So this is the overall step-by-step process of which we followed to come to Canada. We hope it was useful to you as well.
Yeah. So if you like our video, please do subscribe us, and we'll post more information videos on the upcoming ones. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.